Okay, I'm back with a continuation. We're going to talk a little bit about absolute freedom and natural rights as well. So, in the state of nature, you have absolute freedom. You can do whatever you want. There is nobody there to tell you what you can do and what you can't do. You have absolute freedom. However, in absolute freedom, at a state of nature, somebody could come take your stuff. So, although you have absolute freedom, you may have your rights violated by somebody else who might be bigger, stronger, smarter than you. And so, absolute freedom is kind of like a double-edged sword. You can do whatever you want. You have total and absolute freedom. Except, I love this quote. There are a lot of different guys that are attributed to this quote, but I think Oliver Wendell Holmes said this. The right to swing my fist ends where other man's nose begins. And so, if you think of it that way, you have the freedom to do whatever you want under absolute freedom in the state of nature. However, so does everybody else. And so there's going to be violations of other people's rights or lives or property, which leads us to natural rights. The idea that even in the state of nature, other animals or other people shouldn't be violating our three main natural rights. And although some people add more than these three, they're generally life, liberty, and property, not necessarily the pursuit of happiness, which you see in the Declaration of Independence, but life, liberty, and property. Those are the things that they generally would call somebody's natural rights. Even animals, if you try to take away the property of an animal, if an animal killed some food and you try to take it away, it's not going to be happy. All right. It feels, hey, I have the right to this food. I hunted it. I created whatever, property. If I build a hut, if I'm a caveman and I build a hut, and then another caveman comes and takes that away from me because he's bigger or stronger, I'm not going to like that. So, there's this idea that we have, it doesn't matter what government you're under, that we have some basic foundational rights, life, liberty, and property. And here's a monkey in a cage here, has his liberty, his freedom taken away from him. Social contract is this give and take between humans and their government. And so this was an idea brought up by a philosopher named Jacques Rousseau. And he came up with this idea that we have to give up some of our rights to enjoy our natural rights, to protect our natural rights. In absolute freedom, somebody could come punch me in the nose or steal my stuff. So if I give up some freedoms to have a government, government can tax me, the government can tell me what to do, what rules to follow. And so there's this social contract, this idea that, okay, government, I'm going to give up some of my rights. You protect my natural rights of life, liberty, and property. And we'll continue on with another video.